And we will start with Trustee Devine.
Nothing to report?
Nothing to report.
Nothing to report.
I did attend the school picnic. Again, I don't mean to dog your memory, but Miss Cardone and I both were in there, as we both, and again, Nubia spent a lot of time preparing the baskets for the teachers. I helped somewhat, but you did a lot. And I'd just like to say, because I think it reflects Robla, I heard on the radio this morning that today is the 50th anniversary when John Lennon and Yoko Ono released the album with Imagine. So I wore my T-shirt today. I'm just a dreamer. I don't have it on here, but I got a I'm just a dreamer T-shirt. That's Robla. I think is so connected with that. So I just wanted to bring that up, and that's all I had to report.
All right. Well, first I will start my report by apologizing for my tardiness. I was participating in a forum relating to the upcoming recall election. And I'll conclude my report by saying it doesn't matter how you vote. Inform yourself and vote in this election. Many people have sacrificed, given their lives and their futures so that we could have this right. Let's make it a point to, if you haven't already sent your ballot in, send your ballot in. If you haven't gotten your ballot, get a hold of the county voter registrar's office and vote. I'm not telling you how to vote. No one here is going to tell you how to vote, at least not from here. But please take that time and educate yourself and vote in the election. So with that, I will move forward.
Thank you for that reminder. By the way, we're still offline, so unfortunately, no one online heard you.
Oh.
No, we're online.
Really? I'm not
Yeah,
seeing it.
hold on. For some reason, I had to.
Sometimes with YouTube, it may start a different feed. So
Yeah.
you may have to go back to the page and then start another feed.
Yeah,
And
but I
then
can't
click on
chat
something.
on it for some reason.
I'm on
Or
the,
respond to you.
yeah, we're just having some issues, just so you know.
Nope, wrong one. Hold on.
So with that, we will move on to presentations and information, and we'll start with our facilities update.
This one's not mine.
Good evening, folks. Give you a quick update of where we are on facilities. As everyone has mentioned, we've started school. I'd like to thank everybody that helped pull off the move over at Robla Elementary. We're still working through a couple of hiccups over there, but overall, very excited to see students in the brand new classrooms. And hopefully, when you guys have a chance, or when the board has a chance, please go over and look at the building. Let's see if this works. There we go. I got you. The new administrative, the new building is open. We are still waiting for some furniture to arrive for the administrative spaces, as well as some other student furniture. We have placed temporary furniture where we have had to in order to accommodate that, but we hope to have all of that resolved by the end of the month or early October. Like I said, it's very pretty out there. The kindergarten play structure is in. However, we have no kindergartners currently on campus, as we are currently in the process of constructing our 2 modular classroom wings, which will be arriving later this year. Overall, the campus activities have been limited to the 2-story classroom building, as well as the parking lot and drop-off areas. So construction primarily is occurring between the back of the new 2-story classroom building and the play fields. So we've established a number of path of travels for the children to access the fields during the school day, and we are continuing to make sure that we have a secure site so that safety at the site continues to be very, very good. What you'll see in the next couple of weeks is the foundation work for those new modular buildings. So very similar to what we did previously at other sites. We'll start seeing rebar, some excavation, as well as some new concrete being poured in as well. At Bell Avenue, happy to say that the parking lot is open, but our construction continues over there. On the interiors, we're making a few modifications for the interiors as we continue with construction over there, and we've gone in and started working on the HVAC as well as some of the other areas. Over there, we are still working on modernizing the existing student restrooms. We anticipate that to continue. and be completed probably in the next 4 to 6 weeks. At Glenwood, we have proceeded with the construction activities over there. If you drive by, this picture is probably about 7 days old, and it already looks very different. If you go out there, there are concrete forms for the foundation for the new modular building, and we're continuing to work on the utilities and other systems over there as well. We anticipate that the modular building itself will be delivered sometime in November, so you'll be able to see that. So just to give you an idea of when these buildings appear, because these are modular constructed buildings, which means we are constructing the buildings off-site, and they'll be trucked in. So within a matter of hours, there will be no building, and then a building. So in the case of Robla Elementary, that's sometime in October, and Glenwood sometime in November. As Mr. Pagani had also mentioned, we've started demolition over on the northwest portion of the site. So the play structure is gone, the basketball hoops are gone, the weeds are putting up a good fight, but they should be gone by the end of the week. But overall, we're very happy that that project has been able to move forward. In terms of major milestones, we have moved into the new two-story classroom building. We anticipate moving into the rest of the facility over winter break over at Robla Elementary. So we will be coordinating with folks on facilitating that move. With that, we will be welcoming back the students who are currently over at the Main Avenue site, which I believe is our kindergarten and our first graders. So we'll be bringing them back over to the Robla campus at the beginning of the calendar year. In parallel with that, we'll also be moving over the students from the existing classrooms at Bell Avenue into the new two-story classroom building, and beginning the modernization efforts and the 21st century improvements to the existing campus wings, as well as the construction of the new kindergarten complex in the northeastern portion of that campus. So we hope to have that underway as the calendar turns over there as well. And then lastly, at Glenwood, the kindergarten classrooms I mentioned previously, we believe will be occupied in early 2022, with the modernization continuing, including sometime in the summer for occupancy in August of 22. So as we mentioned previously, August 22, most major construction activities should be completed, and we will be hopefully through this particular gauntlet of projects that we have underway right now. We're also currently working on updating the district's facilities assessment and implementation program. As the board may recall, back in 2014, we had established a plan that had taken Measure K, which is our 2014 bond authorization, and set out a list of projects that was further augmented in 2018 and 2019 with the passage and approval of Measure H, which was our bond program in 2018. And so we'll be coming back to the board later this year to present the next steps and the next tranche of projects to be completed under those two authorizations and remaining projects from state aid reimbursements. These projects include the Library Media Center at Robla, the NPR and classroom improvements, as well as admin improvements over at Taylor, and potentially some additional improvements throughout the district. So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions you may have as we start after school and continue with construction.
Any questions, comments?
Oh, looking good.
Looks good.
Really good.
Thank you, Sever.
Are you going to prepare a video of when the buildings just kind of pop up?
A video of the time lapse. So we will have that over at Robla. It's going to look a little funny because we have to change camera angles, but that will be done when we complete the campus. There will actually be a time lapse over there. I need to double check whether or not we have that over at Glenwood. I'm not sure we have that currently out there. And I'll double check on Bell as well, but we know we have for Robla for sure, since it's a full scale reconstruction. So we do have one at Bell. Perfect. So Bell and Robla will have them. Glenwood's a little tougher because it's just one building that we're popping up, and then the modernization work is happening within the existing classroom. So you're not really going to see much from the outside. It's going to be really from the inside. You're going to see a lot of that work.
Any other questions or comments? Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Or move on to item B, first reading of revised policies, regulations, and/or exhibits.
I will just maybe apologize a little bit to the board that we've done some catching up recently on some policies that we had gotten a little bit behind on. But it is important, of course, to have our policies reflect accurately current statute, current direction. And this is part of the process that we try to work towards each year to make sure that our policies are up to date. So again, as is the case, this is not any specific policy that we are seeking that staff has decided we need to make a revision on. Generally speaking, these are policies that we must revise in order to make sure that they are up to date with current requirements. So please, as is always the case, feel free to read through those over the next month. And if you have any questions or concerns, contact me or Shari, and we will be happy to help explain that to you. And then they will come back to the board for approval in a month.
Okay, any questions or comments? Okay, with that, we'll move on to the approval of the consent agenda. I will entertain a motion to approve.
So move.
Second.
The moved and seconded. There is no debate. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Move on to action items. Consider and approve the reclassification of the technology director position to chief of technology and authorize the corresponding salary schedule change.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded.
This item is part of the research that was conducted recently in the Robla School District as a result of the departure of our Director of Technology, Adam BVA. Of course, we wish Adam well as he moves to a new position in another district. In order to find a highly qualified person, I think Adam, of course, leaves very big shoes to fill, but we will attempt to find someone who has a wide range of skills and experiences that can support us in the work that we're doing in the Robla School District. And we recently conducted a study as to what other school districts do, how they classify this type of job, the pay rate for this type of job. And it became evident to us that if we were going to attract the right caliber of person, then we needed to make some changes to not only the title, but the responsibilities, as well as the pay scale. So that is why we are making this recommendation to the board to reclassify that position.
Any questions or comments?
No, but I would like to say that I think this is a very good idea because as we are expanding the school and increasing our tech and becoming, current with today, we need somebody who can fulfill our needs.
And I would just say that that's a very good point. One of the main reasons that this had to be looked at is how quickly technology is changing. And I think one of the finest examples is the board is well aware that for many years we worked very hard to try to become a district that had one-to-one devices for students. And then over the course of the last year, we became a district that provides 2 devices for every student. And that just managing that quantity of devices, I think, is a really important example of how those job responsibilities have changed.
Yes, they have. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, we'll move forward to a vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Item B, consideration and approval of extension of the superintendent's contract through June 30th, 2024, and corresponding salary increase for 2021 and 2022.
So moved.
Second.
Any debate or discussion? Okay. With that, we'll move forward to a vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Item C, well, you're stuck with us for another couple of years.
You with me?
Okay, moving on. Item C, declaration of need for fully qualified teachers.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and second.
This is an annual item. Do you want to say a few words about this, Mrs. Sullivan?
Yes, I'd be happy to. So this is an annual item that we have.
If we could get you to go to the mic, yeah, so the folks at home can hear. That's okay.
Yes, this is an annual item that's required by the CTC in order for us to support people who may not be fully credentialed yet, such as interns. We actually have a total of if memory serves, 5 interns this year that we're supporting through different programs, the SCOE program, Placer County Office of Ed, as well as Cal State Teach. And it also allows us to continue to hire substitutes on the 30-day substitute teaching permit.
Question, does this have to be annual?
It does. It's an annual requirement, correct?
It has to happen year to year because your number of, especially interns, would change from one year to the next.
Okay, so it can't be, we can't extend that to like 2 years or something.
Unfortunately, no.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any further discussion or debate? Hearing none, we'll move forward to a vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Item D, approve unpaid personal leave of absence for Ms. Natasha Zisk, fourth grade teacher at Robla School from February 2nd, 2022 through June 15th, 2022.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion or debate?
I'd like to comment, I'm going to vote no on this, though with the stipulation that the administration look at this further on down the line as we don't know what COVID is going to bring us.
Any additional discussion or debate? Hearing none, we'll move forward to a vote. All those in favor, please say aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstentions? Motion fails. 0 to 5. Item F, adopt, wait, did I skip one? No, oh, yes, I did
E.
skip one.
E.
I skipped D. Approve unpaid leave of absence for Miss Christina Block, special day teacher at Robla Preschool from September 13th, 2021 through June 15th, 2022.
So moved.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion or debate?
No.
Hearing none, we'll move forward to a vote. All those in favor, please say aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Abstentions? Motion fails 0-5. Item F, adopt resolution level 1 developer fees.
So moved.
Second?
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
If you'd like to have, I'm sure Mr. Castillo would be happy to answer any further questions about this.
Any questions? Hearing none, we'll move forward to a vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Item G, approve the contract between Teachstone and the Robla Preschool.
So moved.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded.
You want to offer a little bit of detail, Ms. Earhart, about what Teachstone does with preschool?
So Teachstone is a organization that provides training in class, which is the system that we use for presenting our instruction to our children. And so it's been a while since we've been in face-to-face contact with our kids, and I just wanted them to have a refresher to make sure the instructional formats were in place and we were giving the best that we could give to our kids. So that's what that is, professional development, 6 hours for the teachers' instructional formats. So you can stop by and join us if you'd like.
All right, thank you.
How often? 6 hours?
It's just one time.
One time. Okay.
Okay. Any additional discussion or debate?
I'd just like to say I didn't know Miss Earhart was here until she popped up. I didn't see
On the
her on the
podium.
podium there.
Thought it was in the way.
Okay, hearing none, we'll move forward to a vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Item H, adopt resolution declaring sufficiency of instructional materials.
So moved.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
This is the item related to the public hearing we had earlier tonight.
Okay, any further discussion or debate? Hearing none, we'll move forward with a vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Item I, approve agreement with CSBA for governance consulting services.
So moved.
Second?
Moved and seconded.
So this item is related to the board's request to do a board work study session, which we have scheduled now for November. We'll get the details to the board if this is approved tonight. And this will be a study session just as we have done in the past. And it was suggested that it was time to do one. We haven't done it for a while. And now that we have a new board member, it makes some sense to have the board get together and talk about just how they want to continue to work together as a board.
I'm excited.
Yep.
Any further discussion or debate?
I'd just like to thank you for following up, and I look forward to it too.
I'm excited to go to my first one.
Thank you.
Okay, seeing no further discussion or debate, move forward to a vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries unanimously. Item J, adopt resolution certification of New Hope Charter School final mitigation negative declaration.
So moved?
Second?
Moved and second. Would you like to speak to this?
Certainly, I drew the short straw. This is related to the New Hope Charter project at the Glenwood campus. Because we are expanding the capacity of the overall site, we had to go back and make sure we adhere to the California Environmental Quality Act, CEQA. And so our project, the district's project on the site, which is the new kindergarten classroom building, was allowed under a CEQA exemption. Basically, we weren't increasing the overall capacity of the site by more than 25%. And so with the addition of the charter school to the site, in an abundance of caution, even though we consulted with folks that told us that, there may be a way to do it without going through this particular process, out of abundance of caution and at the assistance of both the charter and the district's legal teams in the negotiation of the contract, we embarked upon this review as to what would be the environmental impact of this temporary site. And that's the important thing. It's a temporary site with the hopes of finding a permanent home for the charter in the near future. And so this is part of that process. We found that there were a number of things that we had to, quote, examine. And then if there was anything that had a negative effect on the environment, we had to basically come up with mitigation measures. The study pretty much found that, there were very few things that we had to mitigate in any significant way. Things like dust control while we're doing construction, making sure that there weren't any endangered species in terms of birds nesting in the area, as an example, things of that nature. So the full report was included, but what we're doing in this particular case is we're making the final determination that mitigation overall is not significant, and therefore we can move forward with the project. There was a 20-day public comment period in which we completed. We also solicited responses from all the local agencies, including the city. We received 2 responses back. One was pretty much a form letter, and the other one was from a local tribe, just making sure that we had conducted the necessary studies to conclude that there weren't any culturally significant sites that we were going to be excavating or disturbing during our construction. So both of those have been addressed, and tonight, with the board's approval, we will then take this notice of declaration to the county, file it so that our project is registered in the state and county database. So with that, happy to answer any additional questions you may have about this.
Any questions?
No, thank you. Thank you.
Any discussion or debate? Hearing none, we'll move forward to a vote. Thank you so very much. Hearing that, we'll move forward to a vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Item K. Make sure I'm on the right line. Yeah. Revised educational contracts with educational consultants for the Robla Resilience Project, professional learning.
So moved?
Second?
It's been moved and seconded. Discussion?
Yes, if I could speak to that. As the board is well aware, at our last board meeting in August, we had an in-depth presentation from the consultants that we had hired to evaluate the Robla Resilience Project from last year. The board saw the data that was presented that spoke to the reactions that our staff had to this work. And you also heard all of the many of the suggestions that people had for how this work could be improved as we move forward. It is my job then to take all of that information and decide what the next step is, and I am recommending to the board tonight that we move forward with the same consultants that we have used in the past. I want to be very clear that I in no way feel that these consultants are the end-all be-all for how work like this can be done when you're focusing on cultural responsiveness and anti-racism and equity. I'm sorry. But I do feel that we have invested a great deal of time and energy with these particular consultants that we don't want to let go of as we move forward. So it is my recommendation that we, again, pick up these contracts with these people. But I want to assure the board that we are making a great deal of effort to make revisions to the program based upon the feedback that we have received, that has included feedback from board members as well as staff at all levels. And we commit to making improvements and directing this in a way that is a new and improved resilient project in the Robla School District.
Any discussions or debate?
I'd just like to thank you for all the effort you put in this. I know it's a lot of work, and it is a huge issue, and the fact that you say it's not an end-all be-all is true, but we continue to try to make it as good as we can. I do appreciate that. Thank you.
I was about to say that, so I'll just say ditto.
I actually had a couple of questions. Now, I know last time, pretty much the way the program was set up, we didn't know what they were going to be discussing and providing. And I remember that I had asked before the year if I could get at least a layout of what we're going to be covering in source material. Are they going to be providing that this year?
Yes, and I will just say that what we kind of had that and we kind of didn't have that, Mr. Deleuze. They did give us a very bare bones outline. Absolutely, that is true. And we didn't get a lot of detail as to what was going to be included in the sessions. The way that so we do have an outline for that, which I am happy to share with the board, number one. Number two, we have set up a schedule of meetings and this is our attempt to direct that suggestion, direct our efforts to fixing that. And that is that they will now be required to present us with the content. And when I say us, that's the district, including me and other staff members, with the content so that we can look at it and give them feedback before that content is solidified and presented to the staff. So we will have the details of each session very much prior to each session.
So we won't have but we won't have it prior to approving the contract with them.
We have an outline.
Okay.
Yes.
I really would. I would feel more comfortable voting on this if I had the outline to review prior. It's not. I don't. At least maybe I'm missing.
It was not included in the information that we sent to the board, but we can. But we do have it, and we can get it to you.
Okay.
But not before you vote.
I have to admit that I have a hard time supporting this proposal, and I have a hard time because well, first let me also ask. Well, actually, no, I don't need to ask that. My question and my concern is that if we were approving any other academic project, any professional, we would want to have an idea of what it was. If it was something that included curriculum and input, we would want to have an idea of what they were going to be teaching and providing, what the information and the source material was going to be before we would approve a contract. I have a concern here because I don't feel comfortable with this. I'm glad that if this were something that were going before the students, I would be probably standing on the desk saying, no, not without having everything, not knowing exactly what's included in it. I am going to have a hard time. I'm not going to be able to support this proposal, but I do want to say that I hope that my concerns, this is one of those situations where I'm going to be voting a certain way, and I am hoping that I am wrong. And I will be doing what I can to work with folks to make sure that in the end I'm wrong. But I'm just very concerned about how the material was presented before. And I'm concerned that we're going to see more of the same. And I have a lot of faith in you and in our staff in working to make sure that my issue and my concerns are appropriately addressed. In particular, the ones, the concerns that are appropriate. And who knows, I may have concerns that are not appropriate. That's wholly possible. I don't want it to speak to my concern over the work, because I think we've been doing this work for a while. I think this is a new direction and a new approach. And when I say a new direction, a new approach, it's not just a new approach for us. Not a lot of people are doing this anywhere in the country. And I think that moving forward and stuff like this needs to be done with a strong amount of consideration. And I just feel like it's important for me to voice my concern through my vote. And so with that, I will not be supporting I would not be supporting the recommendation. And I do thank you so much, because I know that you've put a lot of work in to try and mitigate and address my concerns.
And Mr. DeLuz, if I could just respond to that by commending you for your commitment to voicing your opinion, and you're not just giving lip service to saying I've had some concerns. You have spoken to those concerns. We have worked to try and give you the opportunity to interact with us and with our consultants about what those concerns are, and I feel like that's going to, you in particular and a number of other people as well have given us very important feedback that will absolutely direct the work in the future. And I want to thank you for your commitment to being true to expressing your opinion around this work.
Can I make a comment?
Yes.
When it comes to this program, I think it is very important because it makes like a family of the staff and the teachers in our community. And it gives them the ability to talk to each other openly and share their feelings and to recognize things. And with everything going on in the country, I think it's very important that our district is not like the rest of the country. Let us be the shining example. And I think this program is extremely important to help everybody get along.
Yes, and I want to thank the superintendent and also the people who hosted this workshop for giving us the avenue to voice our input. I believe all of my concerns were addressed and met, and so I don't have any concerns with this, but I do want to thank Trustee DeLuz for being able to voice his concerns in this format, because I know that's not always easy.
And I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to be condescending towards what you said.
Oh, no, you weren't at all, and I completely understand exactly what it is that you're saying, and I would tend to agree with you, yes.
Thank you.
Okay, any other discussion or debate? Hearing no, move forward to a vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Nay. Abstentions? Motion passes 4-1. Okay, we'll move on to item L, GAN limit resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion or debate?
I wish I could explain this, but I'll let Mr. Castillo do that.
Well, it's hard to explain because this has been on last since 1979. So this is a resolution pretty much it says that in the coming fiscal year, summarized it in 21-22, you were not spending more of the general funds higher than the consumer index. But this is really just a calculation requirement that we had to do because over the years, the cost having so high, then the new money that comes doesn't even cover that. So we still have to do this requirement. So this resolution, I is going to read that is the gun limit for 2021 fiscal year and the projected gun limit for 21-22 fiscal year in accordance with the provisions of the Article AB. So pretty much says that we are not spending more than general funds unrestricted above the consumer price index. That's the summarize that.
Okay, thank you.
This is probably the most useless law in the books, right? That all it does is create the need for us to have this motion every year. But legally, we are required to do it. Any other discussion or debate?
One of the things left over from Prop 13, right?
Right. That's right. But just a lot of things have changed since 1979. And yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, any other discussion or debate? Hearing none, we'll move forward to a vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Item M, approval of the replacement of playground surfacing at Robla Elementary School.
So move.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion or debate?
I have a question. Exactly what area, because I'm looking at the diagram you have lists are shown in the meeting agenda, and I can't wrap my head around, is it just replacing the asphalt that's already there, or are you extending it out?
Yeah, you go outside, all the asphalt that is to your, you go that way to your left side.
Oh, so it's just replacing the asphalt that's already there?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
We are not, yes.
Okay, any additional discussion or debate? Hearing no, move forward to a vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you have another question or comment?
Oh, no, I was just showing.
Oh, I thought okay.
Why I was confused with the diagram, because
Okay.
there's no markers.
Good. I apologize. Motion passed. I started moving forward. I was going. I didn't know if you still had another comment.
Oh, no, I'm good. Sorry.
All right. All right, moving on to item N, approval of,
We've removed that item,
oh, okay.
Mr. President.
Okay, so then we're on to item O.
Correct.
Yeah, I can adapt.
Thank you.
Now, the hard part is trying to read with my glasses fogging up. Approval of prime contract change order number 7 and number 8 to the construction services agreement with Flint Builders for adjustment of costs for Bell Avenue Elementary School new classroom and administration building.
Second.
Second.
This change order is related to some additional striping, as well as some material removal for the site. It's a whopping $11,000, $11,008. So as has been our past practice, anything outside the GMP, we've been bringing to the board on this project. But this particular change order, 7 and 8, is a combination of additional expenses related to that work, as well as a credit back for some items that we did not utilize. So all netting out, it's about $11,000 that we're adding to the overall GMP over at Bell Avenue.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. Any questions? Any discussion or debate? Seeing none, we'll move forward to a
Oh,
vote.
hold on one second.
Okay.
You said 11,000?
Yes.
Wait, hold on. Your numbers are off in this. Let me think.
Move this zero.
Good. It looks like in the contract that is listed here, it's an extra 100,000 or 300,000, or is that including something else? Or am I reading this?
I believe you're looking at item N, which was removed from the agenda. This is item
Oh,
O.
no, I'm on O.
Original was this, and now it's going to be this. So we're talking about.
He said 11,000.
1,008, which should be the net number.
Okay, yeah, because it looks like if I'm, sorry, I'm not wearing my glasses either. So I'm trying to have or understand this. It says we're increasing the maximum guaranteed price to a different price, but you're saying it's 11,000, and on this it shows 1,200,000. You want to come look? This is what I'm confused about. I just want to make sure if this is the actual contract that's correct. Did I read this wrong? Original?
So you're correct. The original contract was
Oh,
for $1.2 million less. Since then, we've added back items that we discussed previously related to some cost-saving items that resulted in addition to the overall contract, but overall we're able to save some money. So absolutely, if you go back to the original contract adopted by the board in the beginning, is $1.2 million less. Over time, we've added additional change orders to that for
we
various
get-
reasons.
Can we get an updated amount of exactly what it is before the next time you may have to add something, so that way we can double?
So the item does have the cumulative, so it should show
I don't see it.
previous change orders that have been approved to get that to that number.
Why am I not?
But if not, we will provide a breakdown for the board's
Okay.
information.
That's all I wanted to know. I just wanted to make sure we weren't approving an error in numbers.
I appreciate your diligence there. You gave me a bit of a heart attack.
All the little.
Okay.
They can change.
Ah, okay, I see it. Sorry.
Okay, thank you, trustee Devine. Keeping them on their toes.
This is board collaboration.
No, I don't want us to sign an agreement with like a decimal point moved or something.
And to your credit, we have caught one before. point. So I do appreciate that.
I
very
always
much.
look the numbers, sorry.
Thank you so much. Okay, any other discussion or debate? Hearing none, move forward to a vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Item P, approve, is it Aquitas?
Equitas.
Equitas, okay. Student Information System, temporary month-to-month agreement and end user support.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded.
Equitas, which is better known as Q, is our new student data system. So we formerly had, it just went out of my head, Illuminate, thank you. And they have since gone out of business for that aspect of the work. And so this was our newly adopted program. Adam BVA, of course, was highly trained in our new system, but now Adam is gone. So this contract is in addition to the regular contract for the program to get some extra support. And Mr. Castillo has worked with Equitas to have a month-to-month agreement because we don't know how long we're going to need some extra support, but we just need some extra support right now. People are all new to using the system. They have a lot of questions. Normally, they would ask Adam those questions, and Adam, of course, is not here. So this gives us a place for us to turn when we need some extra help. And they've also agreed to do a twice-a-week users group. So anybody who is using the system can come to those sessions and get some other training and ask their questions and those kinds of things. What else? Did I leave anything else out, Mr. Castillo?
No, I just the fact that it's a new software, it's district-wide, the fact that we probably have to do some support for new users because it is new for everybody, but it's something that we need to do. We're trying to reduce the cost. That's why we went a month to month and kind of see how, as we improve our knowledge, we say, we might not need you. And they told me that we can terminate it at any time, just notify them. So that's where we do that.
So if this is student data, does it turn out to be user-friendly as you do these?
We're learning, it is user-friendly
Bi-weekly.
as we go through that, but it's just because it's new for everybody.
Just learning it.
Just learning it.
Uh-huh.
Once you, just like Word, you don't, just new system. It's different than the last one. It's more up to technology, so it's just new. But we're learning in our meetings that we're getting better as a district as a whole, the users, but it's so important that we get a try why. So that's why we're doing this trainings, because this is our reporting to the state, our attendance. So this is our data. Is used for so many different reasons.
I can imagine. They're not planning to go out of business, I hope.
Well, we had Illuminate for, gosh, like a really long time, 15 years maybe.
All right.
Okay. Any other discussions or debate? Hearing none, move forward to a vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Item Q, addendum, contract with the Roberts Family Development Center to provide academic intervention during the year, parent engagement, and summer academic intervention.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion or debate?
I'll just share that this is our annual contract with Mr. Roberts and his center. You see there the services that they provide, which have become just part of the way that we function. We've already talked about our parent empowerment dinner that's coming forward. Of course, our Freedom School program that happens every summer, and then some additional intervention during the school year. So I would say one of the, we're always working to improve. And one of the things that is exciting, I think, as we move forward is not only to continue to provide these services to our students and our parents, but, Mr. Roberts and I have long had a vision of he hires some very dynamic young people of color that work for his organization. And many times we see some great potential to them becoming teachers. And what a better aspect of our work there could be. I can't imagine where we could bring some more diversity to our staffing. but obviously it would then be with people who have come to know our students because they've been working with us. So that's something we're always striving to move towards, and I hope that that's something that we're able to strategize and make happen before too long.
Excellent. You know, I'll just say that the partnership that we've had with the Roberts Family Development Center has been phenomenal. And what I like best about it is how it's grown and changed to meet our needs. And that has been phenomenal. And he's really gone from just working with our African American students to working really with all students, all of our entire population, and really giving us a community perspective. That, you know, even though we're members of the community as board members, we don't always necessarily see it from the outside. And he really helps us to get that and bring that. And like you said, bringing young people, in particular, young people in to work with our kids. Anyway, it's phenomenally exciting. I really appreciate the work that he does. And I am happy to support this contract.
I'd just like to second that too. I'm really impressed with the young people, these young leaders he's bringing in, not only working with our kids, but the way they work with each other. I mean, I've seen them at Freedom School a couple of times, and they really are some dynamic people, and he's doing a great job.
Hey, any other discussion or debate? Hearing none, we'll move forward to a vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Now it's time for board member requests for future agenda items or reports. Start with Trustee Devine.
Yes, I would like to have somebody talk to us about the independent study program we're doing currently for students who have to quarantine due to COVID. I'd like to make sure that the material is all grade appropriate and things like that.
Trustee Cardona.
Nothing.
Trustee Barnes.
None.
Trustee Boyd.
Yeah, if we could get a report, I know we addressed this earlier before our citizen addressed the board tonight, but what we plan to do to address the outdoor eating situation. I know that we're in a state of flux and times are bad. Hopefully we don't have a lot of hot weather left, but just report on what's done.
Sure. Absolutely.
Excellent. And I have nothing. So with that, this board meeting is adjourned.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
What did our,
He had some good points.
Is that mine or yours?
Quite upset.
That's mine.
Okay.
Hater,
Oh, I think this one's mine.
his first issue is, he's been here 6 years, taking them.
Go home and have 30 cups of tea and be up in my phone. And then send the car tomorrow to San Francisco. I screwed up.
Because it was a week, but he didn't get a lot.
I accidentally booked a vacation with my best friend for her birthday weekend on my anniversary weekend.
And we talked about this.
My husband is so mad.
Eating on
I
the
asked him if
playground
it was
when
okay, and he didn't tell me it was our anniversary. I'm
told
the one in the relationship that always forgets the date.
I forget her first name.
Her husband didn't tell her that was their anniversary.
Her being put through with the kids
I'm going to San
running away on the-
Francisco with my best friend.